Good morning, everyone. Is everybody coffeeed up? And because most of you, how many of you are usually up at like 4 o'clock in the morning? This is like sleeping in. Welcome to the 2018 Functional Aging Summit. We're excited? Yes? We have a day full, 2 days full of great speakers, connecting, networking. We have fantastic sponsors and exhibitors. And the best thing about this is really about those connections that you're going to leave with today. We have to do sort of our obligatory who's from where and how long have you been around FAI. So how many of you first time here at Functional Aging Summit? Oh, wow. Did you guys ever, like at church, Mother's Day a couple weeks ago, the priest, all the moms get up, and the oldest, they count it down to like the oldest mom, and she gets a basket of flowers or something. So we're going to do that. How many of you have been here? This is your second? Third? How many of you have been here since the beginning? Stand up. Yeah. This is a testament to the longevity and the opportunity with Functional Aging Institute. How many of you are from the West Coast? How many of you got caught in lightning storms on your plane last night? Oh, were you guys on the same flight? Robert Linkle almost didn't make it, so thanks for getting in safely. Internationals, Canada included. Awesome. How about beyond North America? Where are you in from? Australia! Did you win for the longest flight? That's a long flight. Who else? Oh, another Australian. Great. England. Fantastic. We spent 5 weeks there last summer. My son came back with an accent. I know we have an accent to you, but Mummy, can I have some ice cream? And that it was till this day. Anybody else? That counts. That counts. 2 extra coffees for you. Anybody else? Don't we have somebody from India here? They're here. That's the rumor. Wonderful. So let's I'll give you kind of an overview of the day today. The speakers are fantastic. Our lineup, we start with Colin Milner. We go into Michelle Dalcourt. We have Robert Linkle, Christian Thompson. We have Nissan Schroeder. We have, of course, Dan Ritchie and Dr. Cody Sipe talking that you guys will hear all day throughout the day. Just some housekeeping here. So we have... the bathrooms are right there to the left as you go out. We will have breaks. They're not listed on the schedule, but we'll have a morning break. We'll have a lunch session before lunch. Very important. We will be doing that group picture. So make sure you prim and proper and everything you need to do for that. So that'll be before lunch. And then we'll have an afternoon break. This afternoon at the end, we have a social event right out these doors here, so that'll be a great opportunity to network. I believe lunch is on your own. There's plenty of options right here in the hotel, and you'll have a fair amount of time to be able to get a good lunch break in between. So this morning, my son, who always gives me, 6 years old, he always gives me the best material before I have a presentation. When you're struggling, like, how do I intro? How do I start this? And so I called last night, and he said, Mama, did you have to go to work yet? And I started thinking, and I said, you know what the beauty of what we do? It doesn't feel like work, does it? It does not feel like work. And I said, and especially with children, right? You're trying to instill in them that work should be fun, it should be purposeful, it should be meaningful. And I said, well, honey, tomorrow I have to, I don't know what I told him, but work, right? It's not work. And so as you go into this weekend, I really want you to think, as much as we're here to build our businesses, how many of you own your own businesses? Yeah, independent trainers, want to go out on your own, right? So use these next 2 days. Use these next 2 days to step outside of those 4 square walls. Step outside of the confines of your business and think about limitless possibility. That's what's so fantastic about sort of taking the risk. It's not easy for us to leave our businesses. We're foregoing. There's always an opportunity cost, right? We're foregoing our training clients. We're not getting that income. We might be leaving our staff to run our business for us. But think about those possibilities outside of those four square walls or the confines of your business. Use this opportunity to meet and network. There's a lot of you who are new to this event. Set yourself a goal. Meet somebody new every break. Make a meaningful connection. Find out what the possibilities for you are. Talk about your pain points. Talk about your stumbling blocks. Talk about where you want to go. Talk about your vision. If you don't have a vision, use the opportunity this weekend to start creating it. It's so important, and it gives you direction. Try not to get caught in the wheels of going round and round and round. So one little tip, if I may. How many of you are frequent conference goers? Like at least 2 to 3 a year? All right. Conferences can be overwhelming. Is this anybody's first sort of big conference? First-ish? Yeah. It's very easy to be overwhelmed when you come to these, right? You're meeting a lot of people, the speakers, the content is so rich, and there's so much to take home and to do. What I found, and I'm sure there's other tips from veteran conference goers, but I like to almost create either 2 notebooks or 2 sections of your notebooks. Do one with sort of the grand ideas, right? With something that might be a good possibility. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. And create one, and you really only need 1 sheet for this. What are the things that you are going to implement, not when you get home, but on Monday? Give yourself that day, right? Especially if you're traveling afar. What are those 3 to 4 actions that you will implement immediately? Give yourself a time frame, but those become maybe a 90-day goal. They become something that you become focused on. Otherwise, you go home with a notebook full of notes that you probably will never go back and refer to, right? So give yourself those focus items. I think that's a really great place to start. And that way, you leave with something you feel like there's value that can directly impact your business, your career, and your future. So we talked about all of that, all the good stuff. We'd like to thank one of our sponsors. We have Kaiser is here today. Anybody familiar with Kaiser? If you're not, please go out, and we're going to be talking to them a bit throughout the day. But we'd like to show just a video that they've provided for us that will give some good information, and we'll see them again later today. So go ahead.
We are Kaiser. We are engineered to drive constant improvement. We are engineered to answer the question, how much better can I get? Engineered to combat the temptation of good enough. The forces of mediocrity are relentless, so we fight them every day. Because fast can be faster. Because strong can be stronger. Because power can be more powerful. Because the competition never stops. Because limits are for pushing. Because science is on our side. Kaiser, the greatest fitness story yet to be told.
Oh, I like that tagline. Right? That's what we're always striving to do better. So be sure to visit them out there. We'll hear more from them today. I want to talk a little bit of our hosts today. They're not hostesses. The 2 men who made this possible. How many of you have known Dan and Cody for a while now? So I have to do this every time, Dan. I'm really sorry. So I met, and those of you who have been around a few years, you've heard this story a few times. So I met Dan. We met, it's been probably 10 or 11 years ago. It's probably 10 years ago. And we were sitting around a table at a, I think, Fitness Business Summit at a luncheon. And we started talking, and he's talking about this thing, he says, Miracles Fitness. I have a place, I'm opening, it's Miracles Fitness. And the vision in my head was sort of like, okay, are you going and you preaching and praying and exercising? I couldn't conceive what this whole thought of Miracles Fitness was. And he got started talking about it, and this is before I think FAI was just a glint in their eyes. And he started talking about Miracles Fitness and what they do and who they help. And at the time, and I started my business just almost 12 years ago, and so I was fairly new from the business standpoint. He starts talking about the need for, working with active aging adults and the opportunity. And something he continuously said to me, and Cody always reaffirms, is this isn't a niche. People talk about niche training, right? This isn't a niche. this is a population of opportunity who need us, not just for opportunities from a business standpoint. And you know what's the beautiful thing about this summit? Everybody's here because they have a greater purpose. This is a very purpose-filled calling, if you will. I'd call it a calling, right? I think a lot of you feel that when you're working with clients who have special conditions, or they just want to get down on the floor and play with their grandkids again. And you could see the passion and the purpose starting with Miracles Fitness. And then as I started to get to know them a bit more, I'm the editor of Personal Fitness Professional magazine. We have copies here if you're not familiar with PFP, and we'll have copies afterwards. So we have an annual contest for Trainer of the Year. And Dan applied, and he won. It was not juiced. I had nothing to do with the selection. And this was, I think he was, they were just starting they had just gotten into submitting or creating their certification. And, we sat and I got to learn more about it. And we sat, at that first dinner where he witnessed how much steak I could eat in one sitting. Embarrassing. No, I'm proud of that. So, But just the passion. And if you guys who have been around, and you can see that in the emails and the videos, Dan and Cody have a mission. They have a vision, they have a purpose, and today is a testament, and the last 4 years a testament to that. And so use that as the excitement as you go into your own career of limitless possibility. And as we got to know them over and over, and their commitment to their families, their commitment to this community, because that's what they're really building. I think that's the gift that the both of them have, is not just being able to relay this passion, it's the gift of building a community. People who can sit here and build their own businesses and build their own careers because they've created that community. We have the same purpose and passion. So without further ado, I would like to announce and present to you, if you haven't met them already, spend time, get to know them. Your life will be richer for having them in your life. Dr. Dan Ritchie and Dr. Cody Sipe.
I'm sorry you have to go from looking at Lindsay to looking at us. I know, it's a little bit of a downgrade. Apologize. Hey, we are so excited that you guys are here. You guys excited? Come on, I hope you're excited. Hope you're going to bring some energy this weekend, because I am just really excited. Every year, when we plan this, and it kind of starts with, we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know who's going to speak. We got all these ideas and possibilities. And then all of a sudden, you finally kind of get there and you look at it and you're like, man, this is good. This is going to be really good. And we know that these speakers that we've invited are just going to be amazing for you. So really excited about you guys being here and the opportunity that we have to really help you and to be with you this weekend. And some of you, it's almost like an annual reunion, I feel like, with a bunch of you to see you guys just once a year and catch up with you and see how you're doing and really feel the impact that you're making in your communities. Yeah, that's your cue.
That's my cue. I'm still thinking about all the nice things Lindsay said about me, and you will not believe how big the steak was she ate at Kiefer's. When they said we're going to Kiefer's Steakhouse, I'm thinking a fancy place with like the little tiny fillets. No, I mean, this thing was massive. She is a carnivore. But I still remember at Club Industry, my wife had never met Lindsay. I'd met her years before at an FBS dinner. And my wife meets her, and my wife's pretty intuitive. She reads people pretty well. She picks up on cues. She's like, "You're not winning." I'm like, "How do you know?" She's like, "I could tell. I could read Lindsay. You're not winning." I was like, "Really? Okay." So I'm sitting up on stage in front of hundreds of fitness professionals knowing I'm not going to win, right? It's an honor to be nominated, right? All that sort of stuff. And then she says my name, and I look at my wife like, "I thought you said I wasn't going to win," right? The speech that I had filed away had already thrown out of my brain, right? So here I am speaking in front of all these people. And that was a really cool honor for us because we launched Functional Aging Institute just a few months later, and here we are finally making sort of a splash in the industry. It was a cool thing for me personally to see the industry finally recognizing this niche, right? Because before it was always, "Oh, you guys are the senior fitness guys," right? And so it's really exciting to see all these people here. It's 4th annual. I can't believe we've done this 4 times already. We couldn't get the Billy Goat back. We tried. So I know some of you saw him in year one. That was probably our most infamous presenter of all time. Fortunately, he didn't lose his bladder on stage. That was outside. But a really fun thing, and because of all of you and our over 3,000 now functional aging specialists in the program, we can donate to things like Heifer and Compassion and some of our bigger causes. If you're not aware, we donate 10% of all of our revenue to Heifer International and Compassion International because we really feel like this opportunity that we have is also a lot bigger than just ourselves and a lot bigger than just here in our country. So you're a big part of that, and it's really exciting to see all the letters come back from Uganda. We have over 30 children in Uganda that we sponsor, and we give, I don't know how many goats away every year, somewhere around 100 goats a year, which is really cool.
Yeah, so excited. All right, so Lindsay was talking about the next 2 days and really kind of what you want to get out of it and your kind of focus of how to really make this a meaningful experience. And one thing that we want to really emphasize is not just listening to the speakers and absorbing the content, but it's really networking and connecting with everybody else in this room. That includes our board members, the speakers that are here that are awesome to talk to and are going to be hanging around and giving you opportunities to chat with them, to get a little selfie, to post that on Facebook, to show your clients that you're here and that you're trying to learn and absorb as much as possible, and also everybody else in the room. So we really want to encourage you, don't eat by yourself. I know sometimes you just kind of want to get away and be by yourself and take a few minutes, but don't go off and be by yourself. Connect with people, learn from them. Try to find people that have businesses like you that are struggling with maybe some of the same issues. Doesn't matter. Just try to connect with people as much as possible. It'll really make this a much more enriching experience. And that goes for Dan and I as well. Like if we haven't met you, we want to meet you, talk to you a little bit, chat with you, see what's on your mind, and see how we can also help to serve you better as we move forward. One of our conversations in our Mastermind meeting yesterday was around that theme. As we look forward, what are other resources that we need to develop and create for you guys that are going to be helpful for you in either your training or your business? So those are things that we want to hear from you more about so that we can continue to serve you and move forward. So with that, there are some people that I want to recognize. We do have some of our board members here, so if you are on our board, can you please stand up? And we want to recognize you guys. Let's give them a round of applause. You're going to be hearing from a few of our board members because they have a lot of great experience and things that they're going to share with you. In addition, we kind of talked about our mastermind, our coaching clients that are working hard on their businesses. They make a serious commitment to continue to work on their business through the year. We meet multiple times a year, including yesterday. We had a day of business training, and they do a lot to try to move their business forward and try to make an impact in their community. So if you guys can stand up. Yep, all you mastermind, go ahead and stand up. I want to recognize you guys. Now stay up for a second, because when I talk about stand up, keep up, because when I talk about networking, if you are a business owner and you are trying to make an impact, you're trying to be financially successful, you're trying to move your business forward, these are people that you need to meet. These are people that you need to talk to, pick their brain, get some ideas from them, because let me tell you, they've made a serious investment in learning how to really run their business. And they have a lot of great stuff to share and a lot of great success stories to share with you as well, to encourage you, motivate you, and also equip you as you move forward. All right, thanks, guys.
So I just want to add one thing. I thought I was kind of a big deal, but Celia gypped me again on the ribbons. So really, really huge thanks to Celia. This event would not have happened without her. So please, She can't hear me because she's out there. So please thank her for us. She really keeps us on track and on target. Yesterday was her birthday. I don't think she wants me to bring her up on stage. Nicole's out looking for her. But please thank her at some point. Wish her a happy birthday. It was yesterday. She really is the one that makes this event go on. She's the one that makes sure you get the right ribbon, whether you're certified, Mastermind, or a rock star. Somebody said to me, "What's a rock star?" I said, "We're taking your ribbon away if you don't know what a rock star is." So those are just for fun, but you can recognize who's a speaker by their red ribbon, right? Grab speakers. Ask them to go to lunch with you today. They'll do it. We ask our speakers to be available to network with you. Our board members are happy to do that. They'll meet with you on the break. They'll have coffee with you. Take advantage of the last 2 workouts. I already saw somebody was like, "Oh man, I'm on West Coast time. There were workouts this morning." That was really early, right? Tomorrow, 6:30 and 7 a.m., there are more workouts. So Derek and Chris are leading those. Take advantage of those. They're only 30-minute workouts. You can handle it. Really appreciate, those guys have been sponsors for us now all 4 years, which is really cool. Somebody actually asked, "Who was one of your first sponsors?" I said, Derek Mikulski. Active Motion Bar was our first ever paid sponsor back in 2015. He just happened to find our event and say, "Hey, I want to be there." And we're like, "Okay, why don't you pay us a small fee and you can be a sponsor," right? He was our first, and I think only sponsor in 2015. And he's been here every year, so you'll hear more from him. We'll have him on stage, and really appreciate the sponsors. Today we have a break at 10 a.m. after Colin. Please spend 4 or 5 minutes of your break with some of our sponsors. They're a big reason why this event is on. They've got a lot of great resources for you. They're not just sitting out there as a table. Like, we actually are partners with many of them. We expect you to take advantage of what they have. Okay, so please visit their table during the breaks, during lunch. We do have breaks in the afternoon, so don't leave during the speakers. We've got plenty of 20 and 25-minute breaks that aren't on your schedule.